Welcome back to another North Carolina Tar Heels football recruiting podcast here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you were watching us on our YouTube channel, that is called Tar Heel Illustrated. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones. And joining me is our director of football recruiting, Miss Deana King. And Deana, you promised as we got deeper into August, Carolina would start getting more commitments. That train would pick up again. It has. Few days after picking up two kids in one day, North Carolina has gotten the commitment from Kaveion Keys, the three-star athlete who attends Verena High School in Richmond, Virginia. They are digging hard into the Commonwealth right now. 6'3", 205 pounds. He is the number 35 overall athlete in the class of 2023, the number 9 overall prospect in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So, Deana, we have been waiting for this announcement for a while, okay? Full disclosure, everybody. We thought he was going to commit in June. We thought he was going to commit in July. So here we are at the end of August. Kaveion Keys has publicly made it official. So your thoughts on finally being allowed to talk about him as a committed prospect to North Carolina?
I know how big a baseball fan you are, so I'm going to use this cliche. You know, Coach Brown and the staff went 3 for 3 this week, batting 1,000 up in the Commonwealth, got 3 Virginia kids. So I know how huge that is for North Carolina to be successful getting those kids from Virginia. But Kaveion Keys, you said it earlier, 6'2", 205 athlete. Carolina wants him at linebacker. I mean, I think he's got a great frame to be a linebacker. The connection with Coach Thigpen. So, just a really, really huge pickup for the Tar Heels as they strive to get this class of 2023 done. I mean, they've got a few more targets, but he was a major piece that they wanted.
And they've wanted him for a while. So that's the thing. We thought there was a heavy buzz in very early June. In fact, we thought it was going to happen a particular day in June, if you remember. And I was up in Alexandria, back where I'm from. And you're like, hey, Jay, we better do one of these because Kaveion Keys about to commit. So we did one. I was in the hotel room. So it has been percolating at that level for a few months now, 2.5 months. So I do think this is an important pickup, especially at this timing. And the fact that they've gotten 3 Virginia kids this week, I think, is enormous because Carolina fans should look at the state of Virginia as an extension of North Carolina. That's the way this class recruits the state. And it's not just a 757. They got a Mary Campbell who's from the Washington, D.C. area. Manassas is an extension of the Metro D.C. area. And then, of course, here another kid from Richmond, Andre Green's from Richmond. They've done very well. So it's not just the 757. It's the entire state of Virginia. Zach Rice is from Lynchburg. So this is I really like when they get kids from other parts of Virginia because it's a loaded state with talent. And Richmond, of course, really one of the better, more underrated areas. And he's one of the best athletes all around football athletes come out of that area in a while.
Yeah, that makes their 6th commitment from Virginia. They got Julian Randolph from Purcellville. I think that's up in the northern part as well. Got Paul Billups from the Tidewater. Got Joel Starlins and in Richmond, and Nolan McConnell out of Colonial Forge. So they've got a lot of kids in Virginia. And as you know, North Carolina's had a lot of Virginia players that have done well at Carolina. Some of their best players ever have come from Virginia. But I think this was a huge pickup. Another reason because Penn State, I think the reason it took so long was he wanted to make sure Penn State was another big player in his recruitment. Virginia Tech was too, being the local school, but Penn State, I think it really came down between Carolina and Penn State because he went to both of those schools, visited, officially visit. I mean, he come back to Carolina for that first public practice there in Keenan. He came down that week,
July 30th.
Yeah, and so that was huge to get him back on campus to see practice and everything. Yeah. And Penn State, they've been doing really well recruiting in Virginia. They have for the last few years. They've really made a mark in Virginia, and I think North Carolina and Penn State both have benefited from Virginia Tech's and Virginia not really getting and connecting with the higher ranked Virginia kids. So yeah, it was a good pickup for them because he is an athlete. We know how this staff loves talented players that can do a lot of things, but right now they want him at the linebacker position.
In addition to the Nittany Lions and Hokies, Florida offered, UVA offered, obviously, West Virginia, other regional schools, Maryland.
Yeah, a late offer from Texas A&M that could give him something to think about. So
Kentucky's a program that's really recruited well lately and playing above its what you would think its football brand name is. So there were some quality programs that Carolina beat out. And Mack tells these kids, look, don't commit early if you're not ready to commit. Think it through. So the staff was okay. They were sitting there waiting. Look, we're in great shape with this kid. He's got to get those other curiosities. He's got to sort through that. And they allowed that to happen and didn't put pressure on him. He has done that. And the school that he wanted to go to for at least the last few months is still the school he wants to go to. That's North Carolina. Kaveion Keys, 3-star athlete from Verena High School in Richmond, Virginia. He will play for Mack Brown and the Tar Heels. He is committed, the 18th member of the class. The 18th member of the class. So it's taking shape, guys. Only going to be several more they're going to add to this group. She's Deana King. I'm Andrew Jones. We appreciate you stopping by.